Hello friends, and welcome back to another episode of Vanilla Plus Survival. It is episode 56. How y'all doing? How you all doing? I am doing great myself. But in the last episode, we did a couple things. I built my really ugly horse stable back at the base, or the house, I should say. I completed all the shulker box storage units at the cactus farm. All the redstone, I should say. And then we finished off the episode by working on this project over here, which was to build a little bit of a dispenser system. I should go sleep the night away because it is getting kind of dark. We completed a small little dispenser system to dispense TNT to blow up the terrain below it. I was actually going to be doing this whole thing to the entire perimeter. I changed my mind, and I just wanted to bomb out an area around the witch hut so that I could easily make flying machines to dupe TNT to destroy the rest, which is what we're going to be doing later on. But the first thing we have to do is bomb out all of this area right here. Now, the problem with that is we have 204 dispensers, and I mentioned this in the last episode, and that requires roughly 51 TNT. I tested it over there, and that requires a lot of sand and a lot of gunpowder. It's per 1 TNT, it's 5 gunpowder and 4 sand, so that's a lot of resources I need to get. Now, for sand, I could just dig up a lot of it, and I already have dug up a lot of sand, but I'm using that for glass for the cactus farm. But I want to do something a little bit differently because we can craft sand with my custom crafting data pack that I made and installed into this world, and I'll be showing that off a little bit. But the biggest issue is really the gunpowder. So I can AFK for gunpowder, I will say, at my mob farm back at the desert base kind of area, the desert area. But that won't give me all the gunpowder I really need quick enough, I don't think. So I'm thinking about, for this episode, making it not really doing stuff in this world. We might at the end of this episode, because I'm planning on going digging for diorite and granite, because I can smelt that down for quartz. And quartz is very important when crafting up sand in this data pack, and I'll show you that later like I've already said. But I think I want to do a design episode of designing this gunpowder farm that I'm going to be using, because mainly I want to design it in a way that I can use looting. So I want to be able to use this looting sword right here, and I want that because that means I can easily get enough, gunpowder. I can get a lot more gunpowder than I would at just AFKing overnight at the, my mob farm. Man, it's escaping me right now. I don't know why. And also, it will be an creeper only farm, which is very nice and will be easy for me to get all the gunpowder I need quick enough, because since it's creeper only, creepers will only be spawning, and it will make life a lot easier in my opinion. So the first thing I need to do is probably go scout out an area to build this farm in, which will be very, in my opinion, very important, because if I can't find a good enough area, building this farm won't be very good. So I'm going to go scout out an area on where I should actually build this farm. So I think I found the perfect place, and that is in the ocean, and hopefully I'm going to dig down a little bit to clear out some of the land down under so we can increase the spawning rates the lower we go down. But let me explain why I've decided to choose the ocean. The main reason is that the design I'm kind of going for, that I'm going to try and modify, is a design by Il Mango. He made a creeper only farm, but it wasn't looting, and I'm just going to use the concepts he used to try and design my own in a way. And I'll probably show you guys what the farm is in one of the next clips or something like that. But in near the end of the video, he said one of the best places to build it is in an ocean biome and in the deep ocean, because in oceans there's not a lot of caves that spawn around, and in deep oceans caves barely spawn at all. So if I do have to light up some caves, it's not going to be a lot, and it's not going to be that hard. So that is why I have chosen this right here. There is a little bit of land right over there, and some right over there, but it's out of render distance, so it really doesn't matter. I'm going to actually stack this up a little bit and put this torch right here. I'm also going to really quickly just build a nether portal. I don't have, oh, I do have a flint and steel. I did get it out, but I forgot to bring an ender chest, so that is unfortunate. But I'm just going to build up a nether portal right here so we can actually go from my base or from anywhere in this world with another portal back here really quickly. So that is what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna build this up a little higher later on once I get everything built, but for right now I'm just gonna build it right here so it is easier for me to not have to worry about that at the moment. So there we go. Now with that out of the way, I think I'm going to begin the designing process of what I want to build. And I'm going to show you the kind of things I'm doing and thinking about to get this farm to kind of work. So I'm going to go jump into a creative world and show you guys what I kind of want to do. So right here we have Il Mango's creeper only farm. As you can see, this is what I was talking about a few seconds ago. And this is the concept I'm going to be using to try and design my little farm setup to get me the most creepers as I possibly can and only get creepers. So this works by manipulating spawning based on height. So creepers are the smallest mob that's standing on basically 2 legs. If you can say creepers have 2 legs, because, oh, kind of have 4, but anyways, besides the point. There is a couple little broken things in here, which is perfect to demonstrate what I'm about to say. So, creepers can only spawn in this spawning area because these trapdoors are the perfect height to prevent zombies and skeletons from spawning, but allow creepers to spawn, which is perfect. And with these cobblestone walls, it prevents spiders from spawning. And as you can see here, there's no cobblestone wall right there, so unfortunately, spiders are able to spawn. And I think I can show this if I did the F3 and B. As you can see, there's a lot of gunpowder, which is very nice. So if I go out of spectator mode, I should be able to catch a glimpse of some creepers spawning. And if I get further back, as you can see, it's really fast, so it's hard to kind of get a glimpse. But as you can see from the hitboxes, they are basically the perfect height to spawn underneath the trap doors and get pushed off by the pistons, which is very nice indeed. So I now need to think about how I'm going to do my design right now to make it so that I can use looting. So I'm going to do a little bit of thinking on how to do that, and then I'll come back to you guys when I have thought through what I'm going to do. So I've done a lot off camera, as you guys can see, and that is my mistake in all honesty. I got way too into it when building this thing, and right now they're just creepers spawning constantly, which is really nice. There is actually an honest-to-God nice stream of creepers coming in, so I can just sit here, and once the thing gets running, I can just be killing creepers and having constant gunpowder come in. So this is actually better than I expected, so I'm just gonna turn it off right now. This is the first time I've actually got it running a little bit, and it's working amazingly in all honesty. So they're just always coming in, there's always a constant flow, which is really nice, which is what I want, because I don't want to just be sitting here swinging and not actually killing anything. And I might as well, oh, come on, let's see, how much do I get? I'm gonna just clear my inventory like so. I can always get all that stuff back. I'm gonna kill these 2 guys right here. We're just gonna see how much we got. I was doing this for maybe 2 minutes before we started, and we already got 9 stacks of gunpowder, 10 stacks. We got a lot of stacks of gunpowder right there. So that is actually quite good. So I just changed the design a little bit from what I think we saw last time. So I can't remember exactly. It's been a really long time. I have been slacking on actually doing this recording, and I've got this done a decent amount of time ago, but I just got around to actually talking about it, so I'm going to talk about it right now. So instead of it flowing into one water bubble elevator, I did two. And I was like, I can do two and just go back to back like this, which is perfectly fine. And I just built up 5 layers of the creeper spawning pads, and they get pushed down and they fall down into the water stream, and then they get pulled into the bubble elevator and go up. Man, that was hard to say. I also encased it in stairs. One thing that many people probably don't know, it's not really common, is that if you have solid blocks at the spawning level, so creepers spawn on this iron block right here, if this is a solid block, it decreases the rate of spawning. So that's why I use stairs right here. And yeah, that's why I basically use stairs. So there is a good reason why that is there. So we don't have to worry about that too much. And then we have the ceiling and the iron blocks and everything like that. I was planning on actually copying and pasting it over to this side. I would have to delete that because it would be too close. And having 2 of these running at the same time and everything going up into here and everything like that. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. It's working fine like it is right now. So that is just how I'm going to leave it for right now. I also might be changing this up when we get into 1.14. Mainly because I have an idea that I think I could get working, but it requires 1.14. Because in 1.13, if entities go through nether portals, the chunks on the other side of nether portals unload really quickly, and thus you can't do some interesting chunk loading in the nether. And you could make this really efficient if you did some chunk loading in the nether. You might not even need looting if you could just push all the creepers into the nether and have them die in the nether, because the mob cap in the nether is much different from the mob cap in the overworld. And with a constant stream of creepers going into the nether, it will keep it loaded, and then you can collect items easily that way. Or you could send the creepers back through into the overworld and then kill them like that. And you'll always have a lot of creepers coming through, even though spawns might be a little bit slower. So I might think about doing that in 1.14. But right now, this is a decent design. And I will be making a schematic of this, and probably in the next episode building it up. But for right now, I am going to be moving on and doing some mining to get some resources. I'm also going to be changing up a little bit of the blocks in this design to make it more of survivor friendly. So like stone stairs, stone brick stairs, and stone slabs and things of that nature. So I'm going to be doing that off camera. But right now, I am going to go and do some mining like I said in the previous clips, because it's been so long I can't remember what I said, and I think I said I was going to do mining, and then I will be back once I do a little bit of mining. So I did some digging, but I did not do some digging in the place you probably expected. I did some digging over here. So I decided not too long ago that I'm going to actually be extending this episode a little bit longer for you guys. Mainly because I actually haven't had time to release this episode on time, per se. So I was planning on releasing this maybe 2 weeks ago, or actually a week ago. But I just haven't had the time to actually do that because things have been getting really busy in my life because of the end of school is near, which means I have a lot of things to do. So I just decided, might as well just extend this episode on for a little bit, maybe making it a little over 30 minutes for you guys, and then releasing it, because I want to actually get something out that makes up for the lost episodes or the lost the lost amount of time for this episode. So that is what I'm going to be doing. And as you can see, I already digged out the hole. It is a 2-chunk hole for the creeper farm. And now all I have to do is build up as high as possible, or build up the 5 layers. And then that will probably be it for there, and then I have to build up to the top and then make the collection system and yada yada yada, things of that nature. So I'm probably going to be doing that in today's episode as well. My only concern right now is the fact that I might have to go beyond this glass. So there's light stained glass right here and light stained blue glass right here. So I'm afraid we might have to go a little bit above that, but I'm not too concerned because I can just easily build up there and drain the water out from the little airspace I make. So that is what I am planning on doing. But for right now, I am going to go make a schematic of this farm in that creative world, and then I'm going to be starting the building process. And I don't know if I'm going to do an update of the building process, or if I'm just gonna build it all up and then show it all done. So I will be deciding on whether or not I do an update or not, but I probably won't, because I want to get as much of this done today, and that will take up a little bit of video time, but we'll see. So I'm gonna go do that right now, and then I'll catch you guys back here in a moment. So I have actually completed the farm and the storage system. As you can see, I actually did a lot off camera, and I apologize for not showing you guys too much, but I just decided to do a lot more and just record a big section of me explaining what I've done, instead of just doing small little clips that I probably will ramble on for a little bit longer than I actually need to. So yeah, that's what I decided, and that's what I'm going to go with. So I'm just going to explain to you what I've done since I last saw you, and then we'll continue on with the episode from there. Now, I have completed up the farm down here, as you can see. It didn't take me too long, maybe 2 hours or so. It was actually really quick, in all honesty, once you got into a groove of things. The Lamatica mod wasn't really needed. It was very useful for just lining everything up and knowing where to build everything. But once I got into the groove of placing down the blocks, it really became not that difficult to actually do, in my humble opinion. Now, once I got that done, I went into a creative world to figure out what I wanted to do with the delivery system, and I thought of one thing, and then I scrapped that idea and came up with this one because I couldn't believe I didn't think of it before, and that is just having the water stream go over both the bubble columns, because I can do that if I put some blocks right here. And then everything gets funneled down into a 2x2 area, which is very easy. It is over the farm, but the spawning area is not within these 2x2. Is it within this 2x2 area, because that is where everything falls down. So it doesn't decrease the spawning rate, which is nice. And as you can see, we have a lot of creepers. I have also gotten a lot of gunpowder, as you can see, which is very nice. It is fantastic. So this is going to work very well, and I'm excited to see how much items we get through an AFK session. Now, I did light up the caves. I did originally do a lot of it in... ooh, there is something to light up over here, which I will do right now. I did do a lot in survival mode, but I just decided to do a lot of the rest in creative mode, then use commands to light up the rest of the caves, because it was just becoming too difficult to do it, in all honesty, and it would have taken me hours, more hours than I really wanted to do for this kind of a project. And I'm okay with doing things in creative mode, in all honesty, because it's a time saver, and I really don't like lighting up caves. I was only really caving in survival mode to get items like coal, iron, redstone, and things like that, because I find mining relaxing, and I just got bored of it after a while. So that's why I use commands and creative mode to do it. But I will be destroying some glowstone. All the torches were placed in survival mode, and a lot of the glowstone wasn't. And I will be destroying some shulker boxes of glowstone dust to remedy that. And now, that is so far what I've done. And the last thing I really need to do to make this perfectly efficient is to light up the sea. Because, let me show you, there is one drown right here, a one drown right there, ooh, a drown with a trident right there, a couple more drowned over here, and there should be a lot more. Oh, I am actually really slow right now because my scroll wheel is going the opposite direction. But yeah, the oceans get filled up with drowns that take up the hostile mob cap as well. So I have to light up the entire ocean to decrease that because it's really bad in all honesty and very annoying. And in all honesty, I should have built up this much higher and just built more instead of building it so low. And just built more spawning spaces and things of that nature. But I didn't do that because I am a moron for some weird reason and decided just to build it down low because I wanted faster rates to make it faster, when in all honesty that doesn't really matter when you have the ocean filled with drowns and such. So right now, I'm going to spend the rest of this episode pretty much lighting up the ocean with jack-o'-lanterns and going about 8 chunks out, which is 128 blocks in each and every direction, just to prevent as much drown spawning as possible. I'm spacing the jack-o'-lanterns out by 5 spaces, just like how you would do at a... just how you would do if you were lighting up a flat area, so that should work, in all honesty, to reduce the spawns, which will help increase the rates by a lot, in all honesty, because I can show you right here really quick in survival mode, because I was in spectator mode showing everything off. Ooh, I need to get my sword out and not break anything. Ooh, ooh. You can kill all these creepers, get all this XP, but creeper spawning is pretty slow, in all honesty. It is not as fast as it could be. Now there's a creeper, now there's 2, 3, and so many more. They're coming down. Kill it, and probably kill another one. But it's not coming. But as you can see, it is slow because of the drowns that are taking up the mob cap. So if we get rid of those drowns taking up the hostile mob cap, we will be able to get a more consistently paced creeper farm. So I have spent a lot of hours on this project unintentionally. And I mean a lot of hours. Well, not unintentionally, intentionally. And for the most of that time so far, I have been placing these jack-o'-lanterns in this water to prevent drown spawning, to raise the rates of the creeper farm over there. And that is a very long task and required a lot more resources than I thought. And so, for the last bit, as you can see, I have been doing this. I've been 3 panes, jack-o'-lantern, 3 panes, jack-o'-lantern, 3 panes, and then another jack-o'-lantern. Oh, I lost the jack-o'-lantern, 3 panes, another jack-o'-lantern. And that's what I have been doing for probably over almost 24 hours for this lighting. And that's been a pain for sure. I have ran out of pumpkins like twice. About 2 shulker boxes filled of pumpkins. AKA I turned into jack-o'-lanterns. And I built up a pumpkin farm and I AFK'd at my hostile mob farm just to get gunpowder, as well as some pumpkins and melons. And I have a lot of gunpowder now because of that, so kind of weird in a way that I built this, but I have a lot of gunpowder already if you kind of think about it, but that's besides the point. This farm will produce a lot of gunpowder, as you can see, once I do an AFK overnight session. That's what I'm probably going to do. I'm probably going to do an AFK overnight session, and that will be me showing you the results of that. I have to write a clicker script for it, and basically, I actually need to build in a food system here, And I'll probably do that on the roof so that I don't die from hunger over the night session. A golden carrot should sustain me in all honesty, but we'll see about that. We'll see about that. But that is some things I need to do. So right now, I have to just complete this right here, which is nice. I just got to complete this right here because of drowns. As you can see, that drown probably spawned in that dark spot area, and that will make sure no drowns are spawning in the perimeter at all when I'm over here, which is extremely nice, which will increase all these creepers that are coming out of there. So I have to do that, which is fine with me. One thing I will like to mention, I use potions for this, water-breathing potions, and I also use the hostile mob switch to make drowns not spawn. Weird thing was, in 1.12, when you would log out of the world, the hostile mob switch would not work anymore, and you would have to go back to your spawn chunks, load the spawner, and get 70 hostile mobs of any type, or spiders, or skeletons, or zombies, because those are the spawners that would be easiest to find. Mine's a zombie spawner, and it wasn't not unloading and despawning those entities when I would reload in a couple times. It eventually happened, but it was really weird, so I might want to do some testing with that in a future episode, because it was very weird. And I know in 1.13, chunks instantly unload, I should say, so there might be a quirky behavior with that for some weird reason, but I have really no idea. So, yeah, that is just one thing I wanted to tell you. And right now, I'm just going to finish up this area right here and probably do a little bit of AFKing overnight to see how much gunpowder we get, as well as the rates. Ladies and gentlemen, I have done it. I'm going to clap my hands. And as you can see, I am swinging my sword because I got the macro to work. And from my levels, you can totally tell that I have been doing this for a very long time. Now I'm just going to shut that off right now and not worry about it. Kill that last batch of creepers. Now, you want to know how long I've been AFKing? Well, let's go to mobs and see how many creepers I've killed, because oh boy, it was 57,528 creepers. So let me tell you something, I have been AFKing for a very long time. It's more than my Enderman kill count, which is actually kind of impressive because I've killed a lot of Endermen, and all these Enderman kills are not from AFKing, which is kind of insane because of my Enderman farm. Now, I have also installed a little food system right here that will give me food when I am AFKing, which is very nice. And it will be shot back up and put back into this dispenser. Right now it is off, so I don't have to worry about it. There is a couple things, though, that I will tell you that I do need to worry about. I used 2 data packs when AFKing. One was for counting the mobs that were dying, just to see how many creepers I was killing in an overnight session, and that was about 20,000 creepers. But it also showed me that there are slimes that are dying, and there was about 500 slimes that were died in a whole overnight AFK session. So that means there is a slime chunk that is somehow killing some of these slimes in some way. So I need to find those slime chunks and spawn proof them to make sure my rates are 100%. And I also determined that the amount of gunpowder I was getting is 3,300 per hour with 3,300 per hour. Also, there are some bat heads in here because of unfortunately, because some bats come up through the system when you fly around. So I made also an unintentional bat farm. Now, there was one thing I did not foresee when it came to this farm, and I'll show you that right now after I kill this bat and get all this XP. I'm going to go into spectator mode to make it easier. I did not realize that the double chest right over here was not enough to allow the items to be aligned onto the ice and stay in the water, which resulted in me losing a lot of items because a lot of the gunpowder just got stuck on this hopper right here, which was very unfortunate. And I will say all these chests would have probably been filled for how long I AFK'd. I probably AFK'd for at least 12 hours, which is nice. So this is a lot of gunpowder that will be put to use, and I'll probably fill up all these chests in my next overnight AFK session, which will be perfect. Now, I could make this faster, and I will, and that's going to require me to go to put creepers into the nether to get them out of the hostile mob cap in the overworld, and then bring them back through. I'm going to be planning on doing that soon, because in 1.14, they made it so that the nether portals actually loaded the nether for 15 seconds and made them entity processing, and that was what it was before 1.13, because for some weird reason they accidentally changed that in 1.13, or unintentionally changed it, but now it's reverted back into 1.14. But when I update to 1.13, that will be probably one of the projects we will be working on. So, that is pretty much all I have time for today. I will be making a video on this farm, probably one for 1.14 that uses the nether, because that will just increase the rates a little bit more. But that is something to talk about in a future time. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy the episode, please leave a like down below. And if you really enjoy my content and want to see more, subscribe if you are new. And I will see you guys next time.